You know, I've been wanting to speak about this incident here, but I was waiting for more evidence, more stories, and I think I've heard enough. Now, I was looking at some news clips, and some of them upset me, to be honest with you. And one of them is where the defense lawyers were saying that they don't see any crime. They said they don't see any crime according to the evidence. They don't see where Officer Geiger, Amber Geiger, committed a crime in going into this guy's apartment, shooting him to death. And I'm scratching my head like, what the fuck? Now, I was looking for one of the news clips. I couldn't find it. Where the news reporter was saying that social media was in an uproar because they were saying, how can you mistake your apartment when there was a bright red mat in front of the guy's door? Mr. Jean, Botham Jean's door. Which was a valid point. How can you mistake that for your apartment unless you have a red mat in front of your apartment too? And the responding reporter said that reports said that she, Miss Amber, what's her name? Amber Geiger, that she was walking in the halls of the apartment building with a whole lot of bags coming home from work. So the bags impaired her vision of seeing the red mat. Now you guys tell me if that makes sense. There are many times I'm going into my apartment with a whole bunch of bags when I'm coming from the grocery store or I'm coming home from work, and it has never impaired my vision of my apartment door or my apartment mat. And this is ridiculous. They think we're idiots. These people think we're fools out here. Now, reports are that Miss Amber Geiger, she opened the door, or no, she said, no, she approached the door and the door was ajar, meaning it was slightly opened. And she went in, she saw a dark silhouette. She thought it was a burglar. She made an alarm to the person said nothing, then she fired. And I call bullshit, and I'm going to tell you why I call bullshit. In my years of living in America, I've lived in Florida, I've lived in New York, I've lived in California, and I've lived in New Jersey, and I used to spend a lot of time down by my cousin in Maryland. One of my ex-girlfriends lived in Delaware. I used to be at her house a lot. And I can tell you this, and I had another ex-girlfriend in Philly. I used to spend a lot of time at her house. And I'm going to tell you this. I have never seen in my life anybody in any of these states that I've lived in any of these cities that I've been in, I've never seen anybody leave their door open. Never in all the years I've lived in America. That has never happened. The only time you see people open their door is when they're receiving something from the UPS people or FedEx people, some courier service people, or when somebody's at their door, or when they're going in or coming out. Never. I remember living in the Bronx. You used to have these, when I was living in South Bronx, used to have these ratchet females or mothers screaming to their kids, close the door, close the effing door. People do not leave their doors open. So that in itself is a lie. And then she said that when she went in, she saw a silhouette and she made an alarm to the person didn't answer. Doesn't make sense. Because if she went inside Mr. Jean's home and she said something to him, he would have answered. he would have said something if she saw a silhouette. Because if you come into my house and I know you're not supposed to be there and you say something to me, I'm going to respond. I'm going to say, who is that? What are you doing here? Or who are you? Or how did you get in here? I'm going to say something. It's natural for people to respond that way when they see people in their homes. So you're trying to tell me that she saw the guy, she said something to him, and he said nothing? That's bullshit. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second. Now, I heard them say that some eyewitnesses said that they heard her knocking on the door and, telling Mr. Jean to open up, to open the door. I mean, I wasn't there, but those were the accounts of some people who said, in the apartment building, who said they heard what happened. But I think that this female, she probably had a relationship with the guy and she killed him. They were probably, I don't know, fuck buddies or something like that. And she found out something that he was hiding from her. She got mad, she killed him because what she's saying doesn't make sense. And then the DPD allegedly are saying that they found marijuana in Botham Jean's apartment. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to criminalize this guy. They're trying to vilify this guy. Okay, so you found marijuana in his apartment. What does that have to do with Amber shooting the guy? Okay, so you found marijuana. So that gives her an okay to fire a bullet. So every time you pounce up on somebody with marijuana, you shoot them. Is that what you're trying to say? These people are full of shit. And then I have an issue with Botham Jean's family. They hired Benjamin Crump. Now, to my knowledge, Benjamin Crump has never won a case for any black person who suffered injustice in America. I've never seen it. Somebody correct me, please, in the comment section. In 2018, people are still hiring Benjamin Crump. Anyway, that's my take on this situation. I think Amber Geiger is guilty, not of manslaughter, but of murder, and she should go to prison. And this is why I've been saying time and time again, I do not agree with women being on the police force nor being in the army. Women are emotional and they're easily scared and frightened. If they see a cockroach, they scream and run. If they see a shadow, they jump. You scared the hell out of me. This is how women are. I don't care how much training you put them through. You cannot put that responsibility on females. I don't care if you say I'm sexist, I'm misogynistic. It's true. It is true. It's too much responsibility for a female. Females should not be on the police force. Because I've seen it many times. Females on the police force still depend on the men on the police force to defend them and to protect them. I see it all the time. All the time. Anyway, that's it. I'm out. Leave your comments below. I'll see you guys some other time.